Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, broadcasting here from Blizzard Entertainment. With me is David Sum, Senior Game Designer on StarCraft 2, and we're going to be talking about Nova, the new co-op commander that's being added to StarCraft 2. Would you like to talk a little bit about what you do at Blizzard?
Yeah, so I'm a game designer. I'm part of the team that worked on the Nova Commander. There's a group of us, and so I'm going to be here showing it off today.
Yeah, that's really thankful to Blizzard Entertainment for having me down here to play the new commander. Hopefully you guys are going to be really excited to play. It should be coming out soon, so make sure you keep your eyes open if you've been playing the Nova Covert Ops. I'm imagining we're going to see a lot of this stuff. I have not played with her at all yet. We have everything set up to get in and play a game. One of the other community managers is going to be playing with us. Hopefully we won't have to carry them too hard.
You probably won't.
Thankfully, I've got David here, so anything that I need to know about Nova, I'll be able to get any information. We can figure out all the tricks that we can do, and we're going to do this one on hard, keep it simple, void thrashing, good, easy map to follow what's going on, and give you guys a quick overview. This is Nova. This is what it's going to look like to some degree. You can see the units that we're going to have access to, pretty much everything that you'd expect out of the Nova kit from the Covert Ops mission. Whether we're going to have things like Super Sim or whatnot, I actually don't know that yet, so we'll see. And of course, a full awesome suite of upgrades. So I guess the level 1 thing, the basic thing you'll be starting with is, I guess she's going to have a limited supply. Outside of, we've only had one other co-op commander that has a limited supply like this. Does this mean her units are going to be really good?
Yeah, so we're trying to go with the theme of her elite units. So we wanted to keep her army size small, but super strong. So hopefully we can see some of those themes play through here.
All right, cool. I'm really excited to do this because I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen any of this yet. So we're just gonna queue up. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna do this. Looks like he's gonna be playing Abathur with us on our team. So very excited. And just go through a little bit more of this as we wait for him to ready up. All right. I see a little bit of that darker theme that we have going here. This is really weird for me. I don't have to build supply depots.
Yeah,
okay.
she starts at 100.
I'm panicking. Okay. All right, so this is already interesting. We start with the Ghost Academy, Ghost Visor, so she can become a detector. Well, that's awesome. And faster health regen, so I can already see this. I don't know. I just want to take a gas first. All right. Infrastructure looks to cost about the same. I don't know what the railgun turret is, but it seems we have a command bar as well. I can't rally this barracks while it's building. What does this mean? You don't build units straight from the barracks, or?
There's no rally. What we wanted to do with her is you want to focus on her micro. So what we've done is a lot of her macro-oriented mechanics have been simplified. So she starts at 100 food. You don't have to worry about that. No supply depots. Her production structures work kind of like the elite mercenaries from Wings of Liberty. So they'll drop straight down from drop pods.
Nice.
Anywhere on the map instantly. Another interesting thing about it is they work on charges similar to the mercenaries. So you don't really have to worry about queuing units and kind of staying on top of that. You just instant drop anywhere on the map. She's good to go.
That is really cool. It's a very, very different than what I'm used to playing with. So
there's a little surprise here.
Okay, well, that's 4 Marines for 600. Oh my goodness, I'm getting taken for a ride here. All right, well, I can't really build. There's not too much else early on, so let's see how good these elite Marines are. So this looks like it's a 300-second cooldown. So these deploy instantly, I imagine.
Yep.
Okay. And then you gotta wait a while. But are the cooldowns shared between all of the units on the barracks?
They're not. So
I could call down 3 different sets of units from one barracks.
Yeah.
And not need multiple barracks.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's actually limited to 1 of each production structure.
Oh, you can even build. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like we're trying to say, like just keep it pretty simple. You get to choose the unit types that you need at the times that you need them.
Oh my goodness, these are elite Marines. Good God. So these guys basically have the normal +3 attack of a regular Marine, but over 3 times the health. It's going to be useful. And it looks like we can get Super Stim as well. So I'll try to take a look at the upgrades. Can you tell me about some of the abilities here on the top bar? So she has a hero, and she also has the ability to use... I mean, there's no Spear of Adun for Terran, right? So
yeah, so this is the first time there's an on-the-field hero for the Terrans, of course. but she's also supplemented by her top bar abilities. So the first one is a defensive drone. You might want to try that right now. Drop that on top of your guys.
So it just like acts like is it like a quick defense drone type thing where it just
Yeah,
stops
so
attacks?
it's shielding your guys. So
Oh, it's a defense matrix drone.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Nice. And then we got Nova.
Got it.
So damage-wise, seems like this looks very similar to me to the kit that we have on the Nova Covert Ops. But is there anything immediately that is super different?
there's a new ability. It's the E. Yeah, that one.
Ooh.
So that's the one that I was talking about a little bit earlier, which is you want to use this to kind of soften up bases before you enter.
Okay.
It's part of her, you know,
That's
like she wants to go in and
That
prep.
is a bit of a nuke.
Status report.
Yeah, it's basically like a mini nuke. And so what you can do is you can launch it out, and then you can control it. And
Oh
it's
my
generally
goodness.
it's generally an out of combat thing, so it's kind of
Okay, so I'm using it a bit
Kinda-
aggressively here.
yeah.
And then you just detonate it, and then it just goes off. Oh, I see, because I don't want to
does
draw
it-
the enemies away.
Yeah, so it does a ton of damage.
Okay. Nice.
And it's got a pretty long cooldown, so it's a little bit harder to use in combat. So it's we wanted to kind of gear that, you know, to more of her sneaky covert ops side.
Everything comes down from drop-ons. That's so sick. Her units also look really big too. This is quite an intimidating army.
Yeah, so they're super beefy, and you wanna keep them alive. So you want to supplement her army with, you know, like the defensive matrix drone.
Right. So I could do something like try to make this attack on the first Thrasher, put the defensive drone down, and then I mean this army should be more than strong enough from the looks of it to take this out.
Yeah.
I wonder if this snipe work on that. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, it's just like the campaign, you just spam the abilities.
Headed our way.
That's awesome.
So in a way, she's kind of the opposite of Zagara, where Zagara you just throw endless waves of units at the enemy. For her, you want to keep your units alive.
Yeah, it seems especially based off how expensive everything is. I
Yeah,
mean,
so they're super expensive. You know, it's part of the theme where, you know, you don't want to leave your elite guys out.
yeah. All right, so we can deal with this next wave and then try to expand. So what's some of this other things Griffin just does? Is just like a dropping a bomb on the field. Oh wow, these cost money.
Yep. So the
These
top
aren't
part costs
cooldowns.
money.
Oh.
So she's part of a, you know, she's using her expensive tech to kind of turn the tides of battle.
Oh wow, that is so strange. So if you, oh this seems like it's going to be very friendly for the people that like to play the economy game. Okay, so you can only hold a certain number of charges at least. There is some cooldown on them.
There are
But,
some cooldown. Generally, you can use the defensive drone pretty regularly.
This is like a whole army teleport right here.
Yep, it transports you and your allies to anywhere with vision.
I keep trying to build supply depots, man. I keep building workers.
Yeah.
This is, I've been
The muscle memory.
I've been thrown off. It's hard not to try to build those supply depots. That's very weird. It's also very weird to only have one production structure. I feel like it's like my first week playing the game. It's a very different sort of feel. Although all my units are really good, which they normally aren't. I would not mind having some of these guys in the multiplayer.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, so she's also got some pretty strong upgrades on her tech labs.
Considering I'm reading you.
Okay, so a lot of these are the upgrades that you could get in the covert ops for these units. The extra range for the Marines, the super stim pack. Well, I want to get that. That's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
And suppression shells, so it slows their attack and movement speed. All right, so that's like a more hardcore concussive shell for the Marauder, the Magram munition. So these just deal damage. Does it still hit both air and ground? Just any unit in front of it?
For the Marauder, it still only hits ground.
Okay, cool. Triple tap. 2 additional snipes. Wow, that seems broken. All right, let's get that as well.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, an EMP. All right, let's
Say
do it up.
again?
This
En route.
is a very different sort of way to play Terran. Definitely unique as far as the co-op stuff goes, but the abilities that they have. So we had the triple tap for them. Ghosts are permanently cloaked. Snipe is autocast?
It's autocast.
Oh my goodness.
They're pretty strong.
Wow, that's actually really sick. So that's 100. That's the 170 damage snipe, and then the 2 additional shots, and then EMP is cooldown based. So ghosts don't have energy at all. All right.
So depending on how well you do, I might have to nerf them.
already gonna.
Yeah,
I'm
don't-
already gonna be ruining the
Yeah,
game.
don't ruin it.
All right. What else can we get? Let's just get the rest of the tech structures and see what else is here. So this almost gives Terran the way to finally get the experience of what it's like to be Vorazun with these gases. But you guys put the rocks on them, so we can't do the. Can't imagine rushing. Although I feel like for Nova, it's not as much about the gas as much as it is like kind of having the bases a little bit autonomous, kind of like you guys were talking about, not having to do too much base management.
Yeah.
But nothing here seems to be super gas heavy yet.
So maybe you can let's try to bring a Nova out. Maybe we can do some
Confirm that last. Strictly business.
some solo action with her.
So weird because they can't see me at all.
There's like a little bit of a delay on it.
So let's try. Let's try. Does it always go off when this ends, no matter what?
Or you can activate it manually by pressing E.
Oh no, they came for me. Feels
Oh,
bad, man.
Nova's
All
dead.
right, well, no, just hold him still. Oh,
So
look at
here's-
that. He's got
Oh,
my
there,
back.
you're gonna get it. You're
Jason's
gonna
gonna
get it.
hold him in place.
Boom.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
All right, so now might be a good time to check out one of her other top bar abilities. the
Okay.
Instant regeneration.
Wow, it's per second that you're getting her back as
Yeah.
well. So you just press it, boom, she instantly
Boom.
revives her at the target location.
Yeah, the Griffin drops her off.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the cost just goes down depending on how much time you have left on the revive timer.
Nice. So we do have the nuke available as well. That's quite a long cooldown and 600 damage. This you need to bring this nuke damage up with the multiplayer team. We need that 1v1. It doesn't look like this can be killed, right? So
Yeah,
there's-
it's totally.
Amon has no counterplay.
Yeah, he has no counterplay. He's gonna take it.
He's gonna be pretty salty about Nova coming out. This is some awesome way to just break these bases open. I think especially if you're playing against. Does it hit air units as well?
It does not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that could be. So it's a bit more situational then. If you get put versus like the adept Protoss, those are gonna be a little bit.
Yeah.
more
So against the enemy Zerg, you might want to also try out her Salt Kit. So if you hit that button, she goes into her shotgun
Oh,
mode.
the shoddy. Nice. No jetpack though.
No jetpack. This one's got a blink suit.
You can just
Oh, blink.
Oh. And
So
that is that shield from when I blink or is it from the
Yeah. So
assault
every
suit?
time you blink, you get a damage absorption shield.
Nice.
You
And
kind
then
of
you.
get in the thick of things with her.
Yeah, and then the Q is that AOE blast.
Yeah, which is.
It seems like it's a little bit risky to run in gung ho with her though. She seems
So
a
you gotta
lot
make
more vulnerable.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're blinking to get that absorb.
So I just did the holo decoy. I don't even know. Oh, it's just running around.
Yeah,
So
so
running
for
off
this
the
one,
sword.
yeah, she has a sword. Kind of get some representation on the Covert Ops sword Nova. And that one just runs around and just murders things, so you don't have to worry
It actually
about that
kills
one.
stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it uses the sword abilities. It does pretty good damage, actually.
You can't use the nukes while you're in this form though, so you do have to switch back.
Yeah.
You can just switch back whenever you want, basically. Just
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Her level 15 progression upgrade is a cooldown reduction on it, so you can swap more often. And then every time you swap, she also gets full energy.
Nice. That is
Well,
so
look at that.
awesome. Well, the best part is it's so easy to build these units as well. Oh, this is sick. You just call down everything to kill everything. This is amazing. And then, don't have that next nuke quite yet. This is a very, very different sort of way to play StarCraft 2. This is pretty awesome. So I think I'm missing. There's an upgrade, right? There's an upgrade for Nova. It looks like I don't have a lot of detection, but I assume the Raven still has that.
Yeah, Nova's upgrades are on the Ghost Academy.
Right. They're
And then
all
we
in
actually
this.
put the Ghost ones on the Tech Lab. Just
Alright.
to make sure that you know that all the Academy ones are for Nova.
Yeah. Okay, that was confusing me. So refunds 50% of snipe when you kill something. That's pretty awesome. And okay, so you can make the shotgun blast a little bit longer range. Well, this is all pretty cool. Let's just get it all. And wow, there's so much here though.
Yeah, she has a
thought-
ton of upgrades. If you noticed, the costs and the research times are really short. That's
Yeah.
actually one of her progression unlocks
yeah, those
to kind of
upgrades-
help manage, because we unlock like a bunch of tech for you. So one of her upgrades is to kind of help manage that.
Yeah, this army, if you were allowed to build 200 supply of this, oh my goodness.
Well,
Yeah.
even now, like, you're probably not going to lose any units, especially if you're good with using a defense drone.
Yeah. And you could just
Which
call it
basically
down, like,
lets her, like, bank up a bunch of minerals, and then you can just start using the airstrike.
yeah, you just spam it.
And that one, yeah, the cooldown is only 30 seconds, so you can really go crazy with that.
That's awesome. So that's our first look. That's my first look as well ever playing Nova. That's really cool. If you're the kind of person that gets supply blocked all the time in your 1v1 games like me, then Nova's probably going to be the best commander that you've ever played. So what about the site defense? Is this anything different than what we normally have? Like, you could just build turrets.
So she has a railgun turret. That's another kind of reference to the covert ops.
Okay.
It shoots a line attack, so it's a line AoE.
All right. Seems like the range on it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
They're headed our way.
So let's see what this can do against whatever this first wave is. I don't think... So that's Trace Sense Creep, so this could still be Terran or Protoss enemy. Kind of damage we're looking at. 30 damage. You can salvage it as well for full money. Nice. That's pretty awesome.
Looks like his toxic nest placement is a little bit questionable, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, this
We'll
covers
see.
everything but the direct path where most units go through. That's okay. You can't hate him. You got pretty much everything with it.
That was pretty good.
Oh, there we
Alright.
go. Now the turret gets to kill stuff. Well, anything that can kill adepts is good by me, so these guys have taken enough
The
of my
adepts
ladder
are
points.
pretty mean in co-op. Yeah, so for Nova, you pretty much... I mean, you don't have a ton of choices in going what production structures, so she generally just goes
Yeah, you-
1-1-1, yeah.
I was going to say, you just get them all, right?
Just so that you're ready for whatever threat comes along.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
And clearly, without any detection, Amon's first point is no match.
Initiating assault.
So, that's 500. We need to kill a shard, but...
So the level designers on co-op, we have like this war going on where we keep making commanders super strong. They don't know what to do about it. Alright, so this looks like a great
Yeah.
opportunity to use this guy. Yeah, you can control him.
Sabotage drone. The cool thing is, if I take out a good amount of the detection here as well. There we go.
Whoops.
And
Looks like Nova popped.
I'm not gonna lie, because you build so rarely, I feel like you're just gonna have money to do this a lot.
Yeah.
Is this
so
gonna
that-
have a longer cooldown when the hero's released, or?
I think it's just based on money, so you can afford it.
All right,
Do it.
macro up, and everything will be okay. So up to 5 extra range, so 18 range tanks.
Your building's on
Nuclear warhead armed and ready.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, so I think I have the tank upgrade now. So the range is it's just gonna get longer. It'll slowly be able to hit more of these units.
I want to drop a defense drone. Save that tank.
That I think is something that is gonna be really important to stop forgetting.
And that one you can drop anywhere on the map. So you can drop one for your partner if you see your partner's in trouble somewhere on the map.
Yeah. Well, I've got money. I could just make it rain these
Yeah,
defense
make
drones.
it rain.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, that's cute little bomb parachutes. That's amazing. 1,000 minerals for fireworks. That's a good deal.
We're running out of time.
All right, and I've got the nuke too. That tank has 18 range. All right.
Might want to stand back.
Yeah, Nova's got a lot of toys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so much to play with. I'm like, it's not that I don't know what to do. It's just that there's so much to do. I don't know what I want to do. Why is that Liberator temporarily closed? What abilities? Oh,
Did you get the upgrade?
I got the upgrade for the Raven. Oh
Okay. so-
my God! It cloaks units.
So it cloaks the unit that it's currently healing. Yeah, so the Raven is all charge based. So
There
you
are
can
people-
just spam away.
There are people that only do this on ladder. This is gonna be amazing for them.
Secret missiles, instant and on charges. We're going crazy here.
Yeah, this is a good old. This is like Heart of the Swarm Raven, man. This thing's unstoppable. For a newer player, like this seems to be a super friendly character to get behind, just because it takes out, I think, a lot of the difficult parts.
Yeah, hopefully there's like different kind of playstyles that you can kind of use. And you can build the types of units you want to use. Yeah, that's pretty strong. I think it one-shots Ultralisks.
It's 500 damage. Anything that kills Ultralisks makes Terran players happy.
More than pirates. They got away today, but they won't evade me forever.
And the pirates have to wait. So I'm having fun with this. All right, so what haven't we used really? I haven't really built many Goliaths. Let's try to get some Goliaths out. Oh, max supply. All right, so let's throw some units away then.
Got it.
Let's get the next pirate wave. Let's just see how fast we can lose all of our forces while Nova goes and blows something else up.
Consider it done.
We can poke towards the final point with the E ability.
Confirm that last.
I'm like, wow, I want to build more of these units, but these units are so strong they're not dying. I can't lose them. Well, normally this would be a bad place to be caught with Liberators, but they siege so fast, you can still kill everything. And the Raven's going to cloak everything. It's insane that there's no energy on the Raven, though. Even if you forget, like, you just use all of your abilities. And that's awesome. Alright, so let's get... I don't use any Banshees yet.
Did you get the upgrades from?
I'll get them now. We're good.
Super fast.
It's so cheap, it takes such little time. Alright, so the Banshee can't cloak until you get advanced cloaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after that, it's permanent.
Alright, so it's either no cloak or always cloak. Alright, good to know. Alright, let's see if I can nuke this army on its way over. I think nukes is something a lot of people were hoping for in co-op, so I'm very glad we've got it at last.
Got it.
Alright.
That's the thing about the Dominion.
Hers detonate a little bit
Here we
faster
go.
than normal ones. Am I gonna get it? Yes!
Nice.
Oh, that's glorious. This is gonna be really fun. Alright, and there's
So it
that
does
permabuff.
150 damage. Hey, weed.
Nice. Well, it seems like it just happens very quickly as well, so it doesn't look like it's a sort of channeled ability.
Yeah.
You can just kind of use it whenever,
Yeah, just
Sabotaging.
letting you know you can't build anything else. This right here is just like the ultimate engage tool.
attacks.
What is Amon supposed to do? He's gonna write some salty posts, man. That's all he can do. That is so awesome.
Got
It is really interesting that all the abilities operate like that. Because everything else she has is already so strong. Oh, that's awesome. I still forget to use these things. These things are so cheap. How long do they last? Is using all of them at once bad? No, 60 seconds is worth
Yeah, and they can target.
This defense matrix drone and everything is, this is so insane. So the siege sinks can also drop spider mines as well. 3 charges of 3 mines. So if you want to set up your tanks and you don't want to build a lot of support units for them, then they can still be covered. And I assume when the Goliaths shoot the carriers, they're going to be stuck. Yep, they're disabled. Wow. Okay. So every unit that she has is just insanely powerful. You're going to need like 75 supply. 100 is too much.
It's too much. She is very snowbally, so if things start to go out of control, it can be dangerous for her. So you got to make sure not to lose units.
Yeah, I imagine with a cost, like as long as you're somewhat cost effective, you're good. But that's still really sick.
Was there ever a doubt? All in a day's work.
Oh,
That's
That would've
all
been a
of
good
the
one.
it would have been good to
void
watch that happen.
shard. The
Yeah.
city is ours.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
that,
That's Nova
Dominion is not
coming
so
soon,
easily
StarCraft 2.
defeated.
So that's really fun. I'm really looking forward to playing that. Hey guys, I also wanted to give you a little bit of an extra overview into some of the units and abilities that Nova is going to be bringing in patch 3.7, as she's obviously, as you've already seen, extremely powerful, but just to give you guys a little bit more of an overlook of everything that she can do. I was just going to go through a bit of her kit and try to get some idea of some of the cooler things, just to make sure that you can see all of her cool toys in action. Okay, let's talk about Nova's barracks units.
Got a new prime.
Nova has access to Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts. They're all on extremely long cooldowns and are very expensive, but they are the elite of the elite. Marines have 150 health, they do 9 damage by default, and Marauders do 30 damage versus Armored. Now they only shoot 1 attack, but they have 350 health and an AoE slow called the Suppression Shell. This will slow down the attack and movement speed of all units affected in a small area. And they also have mag munitions from the Nova Covert Ops, which gives you just basically free damage. It's like the Warhound's attack against mechanical units, except it works against everything. So the Marauder is going to be a real big slower downer, as well as a good bit of soak with that mag rail and higher hit points on this bad boy. The Marine will have access to the Super Stim Pack, which heals the Marine for 2 life per second and increases its attack and movement speed. So basically, if Stim gave you health instead of taking it, that's what this Marine is. You also have the Ghost, your 2 Spec Ops Ghosts, featuring Permanent Cloak, an upgradable ability to allow their Snipe to hit 3 times, EMP, which functions pretty much the same way as it does in single player, or the multiplayer, and Snipe, which is on autocast. It can't hit mechanical units, but it does 170 damage. And keep in mind, with the triple tap upgrade, that's going to total out a ridiculous amount of pain to your opponent use it. So those are the barracks forces. These are extremely strong, but due to the way that her kit works, you're going to oftentimes find yourself more playing around with a variety of units. So let's talk about something else that Nova has. Let's talk about the factory units. We have the Hellbat. Now, these bad boys, Hellbat Rangers, have 60 damage versus light with their full upgrades. Their Infernal Pre-Igniter is extremely powerful, and they have Jump Jet Assault, which allows them to charge pretty much like Zealots onto units. And we can kind of show you that as we go try to find an enemy to fight against. Of course, it can still turn into a Hellion, and it's a still very fast, good unit that does 36 damage versus light. So still very strong. And just to show you what the Hellion can do in this scenario, you have your normal Hellion, acts normally, but there you can see the jumps to enemy units. Of course, it's you don't want to use just 2 Hellbats to try to fight the entire enemy army. And then we have Goliaths and Siege Tanks. So the Goliaths have an upgrade available that gives them basically Charon boosters, but also an upgrade that gives them lockdown. So if you're familiar with the Ghost from Brood War, this is going to be something like that. This will disable mechanical units that are hit by the anti-air and stun them. So it will do extra damage and disables their detection. So if you're shooting something like a Raven or an Observer, they will not be able to detect cloaked units. Strike Goliath is obviously very strong. They're very powerful, a cannon and anti-air attack. Pretty much everything we wished for in multiplayer. There's also the Heavy Siege Tank, which when fully upgraded will gain range over time while in siege mode. The longer it's in siege mode, the higher its range goes, all the way up to 18. This makes the Siege Tank the longest ranged unit in StarCraft 2. Maybe next to the ranged Liberator in multiplayer. I'm sorry, the Void Shards don't matter here. The Siege Tank can also drop Spider Mines. It costs money. You have a 30-second cooldown, and you can build 3 charges. You can pay for more Spider Mines as the charge goes off. The Siege Tanks do not have that wonderful jump jet, but they can place these mines while in unsieged mode as well. And those are the mechanical units for Nova. Very, very powerful. These Siege Tanks do 75 damage versus armored, 55 versus everything else. They're extremely strong. And now to the starport. We have multiple units that you guys saw in the second mission pack of Nova Covert Ops. The Banshees, the Raven, and the Liberator. The Raven Type 2 has access to a slew of crazy yet powerful upgrades. The biomechanical repair drone will not only heal units faster at full upgrades, but it will also cloak whatever unit it's healing. Based on charges, you'll notice none of these units have energy bars. The Raven can drop multiple charges of railgun turret and simply build them up, and it's extremely, extremely powerful. Now, we also have the biomechanical repair drone that you all know and love from the Nova Covert Ops Mission Pack 2, but also the Seeker Missile that, well, we have to find an enemy to use it on, but you can also store 3 charges of that, so all our Raven goes and finds a bad guy. Let's talk about the Liberator. The Liberator, sadly, does not have that cloak from the Nova Covert Ops, but it does have a lot of range, and there is an upgrade available that will allow it to get the Smart Servo so that it can transform almost instantly into its anti-ground form. This Liberator is also packing a much more powerful punch on its Concord cannon, 125 damage and 450 health, 13 damage for its anti-air. The Liberator is truly the most overpowered unit in the game, and I love it. It can also shoot buildings at full upgrades. Then, let's take a look at this Raven and show off a little bit of that Seeker missile tech. The Raven has that Seeker, multiple charges, and it pretty much goes instantly. So as you guys can see, it's very strong. Also, its biomechanical repair drone can actually shield and cloak itself. So it's a very, very powerful force. The drones can cloak each other. So then we have the Banshee. The Banshee has no cloak by default, but when you upgrade the cloak, it has permanent cloaking. So it does not have an energy bar either. It has an ability called Rocket Barrage, which does 150 AoE damage to the ground. It happens very fast and does a lot of damage. This is truly going to make Banshees an amazing harassment unit for Nova, as you'll be able to destroy large troops of units on the ground, even though you don't have that splash attack that Rainers do. Alright, this has been an overview and overlook of all of the units that Nova will have at her disposal in the Nova Covert Ops. In the Nova Commander pack that will be coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed learning about this new commander, and well, hopefully I'll be playing some co-op with you guys when she comes out, so I'll see you then. Cheers.